The ship was supposed to be dead. Everyone at Dock 9 agreed on that. The hull was scorched, its registry long erased by time and vacuum, and its internal power readings barely flickered above zero. It had been drifting at the edge of human-controlled space for decades, maybe longer, until a routine salvage skin flagged it as possibly recoverable. That was how it ended up with me. I'm Elias Carter, human engineer. Not the heroic kind, no medals, no battles, no famous inventions. I fix things that other people give up on. Old engines. Corrupted circuits. Tech so outdated it doesn't even hate you anymore. It's just tired. The ship felt tired. As I floated through its silent corridors, my boots clinking softly against the deck, I got the unmistakable sense that this vessel had once mattered. The walls weren't metal but grown, biostructured alloy fused with organic material. Alien but elegant. Whoever built it hadn't just engineered it. They had raised it. "Let's see what you're hiding," I muttered. Life support was gone. Weapon systems stripped. Navigation cores fried beyond recognition. But deep in the ship's spine, behind a sealed bulkhead no one had bothered to cut through, I found something strange. A radio. Not a beacon. Not a distress transmitter. A radio, simple, archaic, analog in design. The kind humanity stopped using centuries ago. It was shattered. The casing cracked. Components fused together by some ancient surge. Most salvagers would have logged it as scrap and moved on. I didn't. Because even broken things sometimes still have a voice. Middle. It took me 3 days to get the radio into something resembling functional order. I cannibalized parts from my own toolkit, rewired the signal modulator, and replaced a burned-out crystal oscillator with a jury-rigged human equivalent. The frequencies were wrong. Too wide. Too deep. As if the radio wasn't meant to talk across space, but across time. When I powered it up, the ship trembled. Lights, faint and amber, flickered along the corridor walls. "Okay," I whispered. "That's new." The radio emitted a low hum, then static. Endless static. I adjusted the tuning knob slowly, carefully, my engineer's instincts guiding my hand. Then, a voice. Not human.
Clear. Calm.
Female. "Is anyone still listening?" I froze. The words weren't spoken aloud. They resonated directly inside my skull, bypassing ears entirely. The universal translator implant I barely remembered activating flared with activity. "I am Queen Salith of the Volari Continuum," the voice continued. "If this message has reached you, then the silence has ended." My heart slammed against my ribs. I swallowed hard. This is Elias Carter. Human. Engineer. "I think I just fixed your radio." Silence. Then, a soft, almost incredulous exhale. "A human," she said. "After all this time." The radio's lights brightened. "You repaired a royal harmonic transmitter with inferior tools," Queen Salith said slowly. "That should not be possible." "I hear that a lot," I replied weakly. She laughed. It wasn't mocking. It was relieved. Middle. The truth behind the signal. Over the next several hours, I learned the impossible truth. The ship was Volari, an ancient alien civilization far older than humanity. The transmitter wasn't meant for simple communication. It was part of a resonance network designed to connect Volari royalty across vast distances instantly. Except something had gone wrong. Centuries ago, a civil war fractured the continuum. The Volari, a species dependent on hyper-advanced predictive technology, had turned against themselves when their foresight systems began contradicting one another. Queen Salith had ordered the network shut down, except for one ship. This one. A failsafe. A last voice waiting for someone unexpected enough to hear it. You were never meant to answer, she admitted. Our models predicted no compatible species would find the ship before entropy claimed it. I frowned. Then why leave the transmitter active? Hope, she said simply. That word carried weight. She explained that the Volari's greatest strength, perfect foresight, had become their downfall. Every choice optimized, every future planned, until innovation died. They needed an external variable. They needed humanity. But I'm not a diplomat, I said. Or a leader. You are human, she replied. That is enough. Middle, a queen and an engineer. Over the following days, we spoke often. She guided me through deeper repairs, helping me restore dormant systems across the ship. With each fix, the vessel came alive, walls glowing brighter, internal gravity stabilizing, dormant AI fragments stirring. In return, I told her about humans, our messiness, our mistakes, our tendency to fix things that weren't supposed to work. She listened intently. You do not fear failure, she observed. Oh, I do, I said. I just don't let it stop me. That seemed to fascinate her. Through the restored network, I began to sense her presence more strongly. Not physically, but emotionally. Her loneliness. Her burden. A queen ruling a civilization frozen by its own certainty. You repaired more than a radio, she said one cycle. You reopened possibility. That's when the Volari Council intervened. They detected the signal. They were not pleased. Middle, conflict. The council demanded the transmitter be shut down. A human influence is unacceptable, they declared. Unpredictable. Contaminating. Queen Salith refused. For centuries, she told them, we have decayed in perfection. This human did in days what our foresight could not. They issued an ultimatum. Deactivate the ship, or they would. I felt the tension crackle through the network. You don't owe us anything, I told her quietly. I can shut it down. No, she said firmly. You are chosen not by prophecy, but by action. The council launched a suppression pulse, aiming to overload the ship's core and sever the connection. I didn't think. I acted. I rerouted power through human standard circuits, inefficient, messy, impossible to predict. The pulse hit and dissipated harmlessly into feedback loops the Volari systems couldn't model. Silence followed.
Then awe.
You broke causality, Salith whispered. I exhaled shakily.
Nah.
Just bad wiring. Ending. The Volari continuum changed after that. Not overnight. Not easily. But the network reopened, this time with human-compatible nodes. Engineers, scientists, and explorers from Earth began cautiously communicating with Volari counterparts. No conquest. No domination. Just exchange. The old ship became a bridge between civilizations, restored and honored. And me? I stayed. Not as an ambassador, not as a hero, but as what I always was. An engineer. Queen Salith never met me in person, not yet. But her voice was always there, steady and warm across the stars. You found us, she said once. No, I corrected gently. I just fixed what was broken. She smiled. Yes, I could hear it. And in doing so, the alien queen said, you reminded us how to hope.